about this time.
James Russell, you hustling son of a...
It's me, your daddy, Roberto.
Man, boy's name that starts with the letter H.
Jose. Now look at me now. How far we go back? Elementary, jump rope, hide and go seek, pity pat, red light, green light, red light, green light.
When you just talk about practice, we sitting here, I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice. We talking about practice, man. But we talking about practice right now. We talking about
You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game.
You are tuned into Straight Bet Sports on the Gorilla Cross Radio Network.
That's right. You're tuning in to Straight Bet Sports here on the Gorilla Cross Radio Network. If you're in the studio, guys, just real quick to let you guys know, on my Facebook page, it's live, so go ahead and share it so you can let everybody know what's going on. Once again, I am your host, Jose V. We are coming to you live from downtown Las Vegas, Nevada. Quan59 behind the big board doing what he does for us every single Wednesday night. My co-host, compadre, and best friend in the whole wide world, Rob G to my left, sporting his Dodger hat. He's not too happy because his pick of the week did not come through, or it's not going to come through for what it looks like so far, but we'll talk about that as well. We got a great show on tap for you guys tonight. A repeat guest, Gil Martinez, has brought two of his amazing young professional boxers in studio with us tonight, coming off of their two victories in Los Mochis, Mexico, if I have that correct. We'll be talking to two of them here shortly. We got Andy Beltran, professional boxer, 2-0, and Kevin Urrutia, also 2-0 professional boxer, in studio, going to be joining us. Zach the intern doing what he does. He was a little late tonight, but he showed up. Make sure you follow the Facebook page, Straight Bet Sports. We're going to be sharing the video live. Right now, we are live on the Gorilla Cross page on Facebook, on Twitter, and of course, YouTube. So go ahead and jump on one of those platforms if you have not already done so, if you're just listening to it or watching it. Let everyone know what you are watching. Comment, like, and share. We'll go from there. But Rob, how's your evening going? You got here today. We had to separate it because I got here a little bit early. Been in the studio since 3 today with Quan. Your mic's still not on, but I guess we got to get that going as well.
There it is.
Quan's just making sure you're ready.
That was the second time I tried to speak already. It's all right, though.
You all right, though? You good? You good?
I'm just giving him a hard time.
But anyways,
Appreciate
man, you
you,
ready?
Quan.
You excited for tonight? As always, as we do every single Wednesday. Ready to chop it up?
Yeah, ready?
You excited?
Yeah. Got some
You
good
got
fighters
questions
on.
tonight, though? That's my thing. You got
You
questions
always say
tonight?
that. You always say
Because
that.
you
Maybe I
don't.
do.
Every week I hear the same thing from the listeners and the followers. They hit me up. Great show, bro. But can we get Rob to talk a little
Stop.
more?
I
Can we
talked
get
a
Rob
lot
to do a
last
little more?
time.
Nah, you have been talking a
it
lot
off.
more. I give it to you, man. You've been doing a lot more. But not only that, man, you guys already know who our sponsor is. We're going to let you know that here shortly as well. But tonight we have a repeat sponsor as well, joining to promote the show tonight and to help us interview these two young men tonight, and Gil Martinez as well. If you want to go ahead and put that up on the screen, Quan, we could definitely do that to let everyone know who is sponsoring tonight's interview. Like I said, our repeat person, none other than Eric Navarro, our personal barber from Line 'em Up by Eric. Make sure you check him out at 5 Star Barbershop. If you want to get a cut from Eric, his number is 702-884-8138. I didn't mess it up that time because I know last time I messed it up on the
Oh,
air
you
when
did?
we had it.
I didn't catch it.
Yeah, I messed it up, but it's on the screen right there, 702-884-8138. His Instagram is Line 'em Up by Eric. Anything you guys need, he can definitely hook you up. He's out of 5 Star Barbershop, 2696 West End Road. He's going to be out of commission for the weekend, though, because...
someone changed their number probably because of you, because after you put the wrong number
He probably got called at the wrong
somebody
time.
probably
It was the wrong
changed their
person.
number because you gave the wrong number out and he was getting hit up. And he just got to, man, I keep getting these calls for haircuts. I don't even know. I don't even know.
But big shout out to
I don't cut
Eric.
hair.
I know, right? Big shout out to Eric for jumping in, though, and sponsoring and joining the sponsorship. Again, if any of you guys want to sponsor or join us in being part of the show or joining us in these segments, easy, man. StraightBetSports@outlook.com. Hit us up. If not, you can check me out on any social medias or Rob. I know Rob won't respond to any messages because he doesn't have that many
I'll forward
followers.
them to you,
He'll
though.
forward them to me, but go ahead and hit us up if you have any ideas or if you just want to join in on the fun, man. Definitely hit us up. And tonight, too, if you have any questions for the fighters, if you know the fighters and you're watching them, 702-608-3259, give us a call. If you want to ask them anything or you know them personally, you just thought, hey, let me give them up and give them some congratulations on their previous victories, go ahead and do so as well. But again, we are also on GorillaCross.com, the Gorilla Cross app. If you have not downloaded, make sure you do so today. It's on the App Store on the Gorilla Cross app. I'm sorry, it is the Android app and the Apple app. That's what I'm trying to say, in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Make sure you guys check them out. We got everything going on all over the place. But with that being said, Quan, before we jump into our interview, please go ahead and put up our featured sponsor, Joshua LaFon, hooking us up every Wednesday night. A realtor here to help educate current and future Las Vegas locals on selling and investing in real estate. You're probably asking yourself, educate. Yes, there's a surprising amount of adults that when it comes to real estate, don't know the right questions to ask, don't know where to start, and think they need a lot of cash to buy a house in Nevada, which simply isn't true. So Josh has decided to make it his responsibility to teach his clients what they need to know, and equally important, what they need to ask to help ensure making their home ownership dreams a true reality. So make sure you call or text Joshua LaFon today at 702-813-0533. This has been another paid advertisement from Joshua LaFon with Simply Vegas Real Estate. Make sure you give him a call, 702-813-0533. That's right, man. Big ups to Joshua LaFon, hooking us up, keeping us relevant, keeping us live every single Wednesday night, and making sure that people get to enjoy the content that we bring to you guys every single week. Josh has decided to sign on with us again, so you guys are stuck with us for at least another 6 months. But we're going to continue to do it no matter what. Straight Bet Sports ain't going nowhere. Gorilla Cross ain't going nowhere. This show is here to stay. So we appreciate all of the followers, everyone out there chiming in every single week. People that hit me up away from the show, we greatly appreciate all the support. If it wasn't for you guys, we couldn't be here and we couldn't stay relevant. But once again, tonight, Eric Navarro, our personal barber from Line 'em Up by Eric, hit him up on Instagram. He is hooking us up with tonight's interview. So with that being said, Rob, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Everybody on Facebook, we really appreciate you chiming in. But we're going to go ahead and get right into it with our professional boxers. We're making this a habit, right, Rob? I mean, and I want to do that. I want to bring as many. We're over here playing around. Get ready, kids.
He's like, take a picture of yourself. Take a picture of yourself.
Just enjoy it, man. You're here, right?
Take a picture of us.
With your camera.
But like,
he's trying to make you do a selfie.
Exactly.
Yeah, do a selfie real quick. Make it happen. Go.
All right.
There you go.
hey,
No, with him. He wasn't with your coach. Not us. With him.
There we go. So you guys see the screen. It's up on there now. Obviously, Gil Martinez from Gil Martinez Elite Mob Boxing as well. In the studio, in the building. We got Andy Beltran sitting right in front of us as well. Kevin Urrutia in the background. He's going to be joining us shortly. But gentlemen, how's your evening going? Thank you so much for joining us. We greatly appreciate you. How's everything going?
Hey, thank you for having us, man. We always love coming on.
What's up, Andy? You ready, man?
Yeah, ready.
You excited? He's over here trying to punch you and mess with you already, trying to get you ready.
Yeah.
Trying to hype you up. So what's good, Rob? I'll let you go with the first question here tonight.
Oh, no. Don't let me start with the first question. Don't put me like that.
So
Don't do me like that.
We're going to talk with Gil about something after our conversation with our boxers tonight.
We'll do that
because
next time.
We got Gil.
Just a show or Gil? Just with Gil.
I know, we do have to do a show just with Gil because Gil's got so much going on, not just MMA, but he's got MMA, he's got boxing, he's got it all, man. You guys definitely got to check him out on all things social media. But let's jump in right into it with you, Andy. First guest of the night, featured here right now. You had your second bout of your professional career recently here in Los Mochis, Mexico. Last week, I believe it was. Was it last Thursday?
Yes,
last Thursday.
Yeah.
Correct. It was the day after our show. Congratulations on the victory, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Go ahead and sit up a little for me. There we go. We can see you on the camera. There you go, my man. No worries. So you didn't get the knockout like you did in your first fight, but you got the unanimous decision.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I feel good. He was tougher than I thought. At one point, the third round, I believe, I hit him with a body shot. Boom. Just dropped his hands from his face. He's like, forget that. And just kind of like let me go to town on him. He just did not want to go down, though.
How many rounds was your fight?
It was 4.
4? Okay.
Yeah.
First fight that you fought, how many rounds did you go in that fight?
I think I only went 1 round.
Okay. So it was a first round knockout.
Yeah.
How many rounds were you scheduled for? Do you remember?
I think it ended up being 6.
Really? You just
Yeah.
knocked him out in the first round?
Yeah.
God. And then your last one just went to 4 and you got the unanimous?
Yeah. I was hoping to stop him, but I'm glad I got the work. And still, I mean, I ended up cutting him, so I'm not too disappointed in my performance. But I know I can do a lot better.
What do you think you want to work on more than anything that you didn't like? Because knockout first fight, unanimous decision second.
Yeah. From that, Definitely being a lot more active, moving around a lot more,
Okay.
catching them, setting up opportunities for me to capitalize on instead of waiting for them, like how I was. Other than that, I think I did pretty solid. I just have to make opportunities for myself instead of waiting for them.
So let's backtrack a little bit before your professional career. Talk about your amateurs a little bit. How many amateur fights did you have, and was Gil in your corner throughout your amateur career?
Yeah, Gil was in my corner all the way through. Started fighting with him. I'm gonna die fighting with him too.
Love it.
I think I had almost 30 fights in my amateur career.
Okay.
I don't know I forget how many wins and how many losses, but I think truly, I believe only one person was marginally better than me in my career. But even then, I know I can beat that guy.
So you fight at 122. Is that your overall goal to stay at, or you plan to finally probably finish your career at some other type of weight? Obviously, you've only 2 fights in. I'm not talking about your career being ending anytime soon.
Yeah.
But as boxers, a lot of boxers have that weight they want to eventually get to and be comfortable at. Are you trying to get to a certain weight, or are you happy at 122 right now?
Right now, 122. But I hope to dominate 122 and then move up 26. Then move up every class after that. But I don't know what the future holds, but I think my body will stop around, like, I feel 140 area.
Okay.
But I'm like 6'1" and I'm fighting at 122. I know I'm gonna get big. So
You're tall, man.
yeah, and
Tall.
already for my weight
6'1".
class, I'm fighting people down to my chest.
Yeah, your last opponent, I saw the video that Gil sent. We're not gonna be able to use it because it's a little choppy, but I saw the opponent. He was a little smaller than you, but it's not about the height. It's about how you
Yeah.
actually fight it out and the
Yeah.
technique overall. Now, you're freshly out of high school, correct? Just graduated high school.
Yeah.
How has that transition been from high school graduate to I'm a pro boxer now?
Honestly, not too different. Most of my life I was in the gym, so like I didn't really get to hang out with people in high school until junior year,
Okay.
senior year. So from going from seeing people to not seeing people, it's not much of a difference because already like after school, straight home, try and get some homework done, eat, go to gym, come home, and then do it all over again.
So a lot of guys in boxing, obviously, it's about the purse, it's about the money, it's about the bag. Even guys that might be 5, 6, 7, 8 fights in. Look at Lomachenko. I think he won his belt 7-1.
I think, yeah, 7.
Some guys call out people that they want. Conor McGregor called out Mayweather and it happened. Teofimo called out Loma and it happened. I know you're only 2 fights in, but is there a guy that you eventually either would like to get to fight one day that is still going to be in his prime when you get to that part of your career?
Right now, not sure, but honestly, I've been eyeing Inoue. You know
Okay.
Inoue?
The Japanese dude?
Yeah,
Okay,
the monster.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
moved up to 122. I'm eyeing
Okay.
him right now,
Interesting. Okay.
but hopefully he's like, still 122 when I get there. But I really want that chance because I saw him fight Donaire.
Okay, Nonito.
Yeah, and I've seen Donaire spar, and I think like not to be disrespectful because he was a really good fighter.
Yeah, just
but-
be real. Yeah.
Yeah, but I know I can go with Donaire, and I know I can go with what's his name?
Really? So
Inoue.
if we put Nonito Donaire in the ring with you right now, you think you can handle him?
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, that's confidence.
Wow.
Right? That's confidence.
Yeah, of course. That's all you want.
But I mean,
What more can you
from
ask?
someone that's trained by Gil, what else would you expect?
What's the answer?
right?
Yeah.
But you like that answer though, Gil? You
Oh,
like your
100%.
fighters to be like that, 100% confident?
100%. And I have to say something. He probably didn't want to say.
Okay.
He's been fighting with a bad right shoulder.
Okay.
He couldn't throw the right hand.
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of people might think that that's an excuse, but it's not. He's been fighting with one hand, both of his fights.
Wow.
He's
okay.
still going through physical therapy to strengthen that shoulder because they started popping out.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm not trying to be disrespectful to his opponent because the opponent was tough. He was a tough kid,
Okay.
but with both hands, the kid doesn't make it out of the second, third round.
So that even adds more to your training regimen, right? Knowing that you have that injury because you have to
Today-
train a certain way.
Well, for example, today, he came in, he warmed up, laced up one hand, and trained with one glove, one hand the whole time pretty much. because the right hand we're trying to give it a little bit of rest. He's doing therapy with
her name's Heather.
Heather.
She helps all the top ranked guys, and then she works for the UFC.
Wow.
But whenever top ranks in town, or if they call her, she works with all those guys like Shakur, Teofimo.
So what's your hand though? What? Your
this
left.
shoulder.
You're a righty.
Yeah, my
Yeah,
right.
he's
You
right.
got the
Orthodox.
right hand. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
So
that's-
that helps you perfect your left.
So
then.
why not? So my question is, why not just take a step away? How long, if he were to take a step away from the sport to get that, to let that heal, how long would he have to take a step away for?
You know, we're not sure. They told him probably about 6 months.
Okay, and why not do that at this point, early in his career when he's super young?
Well, we talked about that, and you know, we had put everything on hold, obviously because of everything that happened.
Yeah.
His goal, along with a few other of the team, was to try and make the Olympic team. But because the qualifiers were canceled, and we didn't know when everything was going to start up. So when we had the discussion about, guys, what do you guys want to do? Do you guys want to wait, or do you want to turn pro? He was one of the ones that said, I want to turn pro now.
Okay.
So, as long as I can get him a fight where I'm confident that he can win, even with one hand, I want to keep moving him.
Okay. But how do you get those fights?
Well,
How do you know what opponent is the one for him with that injury?
well, right now I wouldn't take somebody like Nonito.
Okay.
You know, even though I truly believe that with his speed, his height, his power, he'd do amazing. I think he really wins that fight.
Okay.
But it's about learning and the experience. And I think that as long as he wants to keep going and he doesn't want to fall behind, we're going to keep moving him forward.
Okay.
He can throw the right hand, but not full force.
Okay.
You know, and as long as
But it's still effective.
I mean, it's not going to be. It's probably about 50% of what he can
Okay.
work. You know, throw and hit as hard as he can. About 50%.
Okay.
But as long as his therapist, Heather, as long as she tells us that he can continue without damaging it more,
Got it.
then we're going to continue. Now, if she says, hey, we need to have this kid take a break, then obviously we're going to sit back and, you know,
And
talk
that-
it out.
And that's the thing, making sure that you don't injure it more,
Right,
correct?
right.
Because kind of going back to Rob's question, he's so young, professional, why not just wait out that 6 months? So basically what you're saying is that, okay, we can fight this kid, but we're monitoring. We're making sure that if there's more injury, more tear, whatever it may be, then that's when
And
you'll
it's-
take that step back.
Right. And it is getting better.
Okay. Not worse, which is good.
Yes. Yeah. So he was scheduled to fight, and we canceled the fight
Okay.
because he got to a point where he couldn't even lift his right arm. So we canceled it.
Okay.
He started the therapy, working on it. He's slowly working on strengthening the shoulder.
Okay.
And when he told me, Coach, I think I can throw it, okay, I had him spar to see how it went. The first time, maybe 2 rounds, and you started.
Yeah, it popped out.
And so then I said, okay,
Like it dislocated?
No.
Or like moved out of its socket
Just
a bit?
like a little.
You could feel it.
Yes.
It like pops out.
I
And then,
gotcha.
like comes back because it's a torn labrum. So like what
Okay.
happens is it'll like pop out real quick, and then the muscles and like the tendons
Like
and
pull it
ligaments-
back.
Yeah, like not on purpose. The muscles do, but the tendons and like ligaments they're not supposed to. So it just kind of like stretches it. So if I keep messing with it, at one point it'll just like pop out really easily, which was happening.
Did that happen in this fight, in this last fight at all?
Yeah, like 4 times. Where I threw the upper,
Sorry.
Oh my
threw the
God.
uppercut, no, a body shot, and it slipped off of his elbow, and my arm went like past him and like popped out. Like you'll see me, I just shake my arm in the middle of the round, or I'll just stop
Woo.
using it in general and just like load up with the left.
That's more credit to you, man.
So how common is that for a fighter to be fighting with these conditions? Like since you
Well,
run a gym,
honestly, very few fighters step into a fight 100%. Very few.
Okay.
You know, there's always something. You know,
nagging.
yeah. Even if it's small, most fighters walk into that ring with something that's bothering them. You know, very few are fortunate enough to have a camp where there's no injuries at all. You know, sometimes you'll hurt your hand, and you know, but at this time, or for some of them, depending on how big the fight is, you know, am I going to pull out because I hurt my hand or because I twisted my? Oh, another thing. So, before his fight, the one that we had to cancel, before that first one, we're running at the track. He's coming down the stairs. All of a sudden, and he, you know, they're doing the whole lap, and then they're doing bleachers. So he's coming down the bleachers, and I looked away to look at everybody else, and I turned back towards him, and I see him hopping on one foot across the field. So we start running towards him. He had a ball the size of a softball on the top of his ankle, and and
my ankle's still not the same.
It's
My
never.
ankle's still not the same.
So
like after sprained ankles, they're never the same.
they had to.
no, they're horrible.
Yeah, no. What they told us is that he was lucky that he rolled it this way instead of sideways. So, the injury wasn't too severe where he was going to be out for a long time. We had to have him ice it and, you know, stay off of it for a little bit. But it came back a lot faster than if it would have been underneath the ankle.
Right. I feel like you never come back from a sprained ankle. Like,
Yeah,
not
those are
fully.
tough.
Like I've had about I don't know
just
how
sounds
many
painful.
just playing basketball in my life.
Yeah, dislocated ankles. I used to skate when I was in high school. I
I
dislocated
never
my left ankle
dislocated an
twice.
ankle. I sprained my
It's
ankle.
horrible.
Bunch
It
of
is one
times.
of the most
Double
painfulest
digits.
things in the world. I felt the pop. I heard it. It sucks. Anyways, you are tuning to Straight Bet Sports here on the Guerrilla Cross Radio Network. I am one part of your host, Jose V, Rob G to my left, Quan59 to my right in the studio. We have Gil Martinez with his killers, as he likes to call them on Facebook.
All of them.
My I can't say the other words, but my killers. We got Andy Beltran and Kevin Urrutia coming up soon here as well, joining us in studio. Now, I saw a video, Gil, that you did, I think it was a couple years ago, and it kind of made me think about some stuff because I grew up in South Central LA. I grew up in a rough neighborhood. My pops wasn't around. I didn't meet my pops till I was 18, so it was only my mom. You know, I had uncles, cousins, different people as influences, as fathers. You talked in one of your videos how you have boxers that didn't even do it to turn pro or to become pro fighters, that till this day hit you up, that they say, man, some of the stuff you taught me in the gym has helped me in my life, and it's still helping me till this day. You know, I got in a lot of trouble. I didn't have that. I look at what you're doing with these fighters, and I commend you for that because
Thank you.
These guys are young, and you can tell the passion and the love and the respect that they have for you. Like he said, I'm going to be here, I'm going to die with him, whatever. And that just shows what you have with these kids. Now, kind of going back to that, how do you look at Gil, aside from a trainer, aside from someone that's training you to become a pro fighter, to beat someone up, to hurt someone? What else is he instilling in you? Because I've been in the gym. I've heard the way he talks to you guys. How do you see Gil aside from just a trainer? And what has he brought to your personal life more than anything?
I view him as like a secondary father figure, for sure. Cause I mean, he's pretty much. It's been I go home, see my dad. I go to gym, see my second dad now.
Okay.
Since I want to say around 7 years old. Even when I wasn't training back then, but I would still go to gym because I'd get dropped off and I'd watch them. And from that age to now, 19, almost 20, he's been in my life. But what he's instilled in me, I want to say discipline, a lot of discipline, because like growing up, I realized it wasn't normal that we'd be going to sleep at 10:30 and then waking up, going to run, and then going to school.
Gotcha.
It wasn't normal. It wasn't normal to not be able to eat out. Like I didn't get to eat out when I was little like that. Like we didn't get to go out and get junk food all the time. Like that was a treat. That was like, oh, we're gonna go get McDonald's today. That's it. But that was normal. Not going to hang out with friends. I realized that's not really normal, where you don't get to hang out with people and you don't have a social life really. Because all the time is spent in gym, training, you eat clean, you stay out of trouble, you go to sleep, you wake up on time, you run, everything. He showed us how to dedicate our time to ourselves, to work on improving ourselves. not only in a physical aspect, but on a mental aspect. It's like if those people aren't there to help you improve and help you get to your goal, then why are they there for you? You know?
How does that make you feel, Gil, hearing his response and what he just said?
Man, it makes it all worth it. All the time that I spend with them at the gym, it makes it worth it. Really, really, I really appreciate this kid because he's one of the very few that I've had since he was young that's still with me. And he's one of the few that at the gym, we mess around, I yell at them, but when it's time to work, he puts in work.
Gotcha. So how is it easy for you to separate that though? Because you have another kid here behind you. You say great things, about all of your kids, how, you love this, you love that. How is it easy for you to separate all that from all of your fighters? Because you have a lot. I've seen your roster. I see the stuff you tag me in, my man. You don't
How do you
have
find the time to do
you don't have to exactly. How do you find the time to keep all these guys underneath your wing, basically?
Well, I've told this to people before. Unfortunately, it might be a curse, but boxing is my passion.
Okay.
So, day and night, that's all I think about. If it wasn't for boxing, I definitely wouldn't be here.
Okay.
I don't know if I told you guys last time, but I lost my brother about 5 months ago.
Okay.
I think I would have been right next to him. Same prison, San Quentin, Folsom, Tehachapi. He spent time in the 3 worst prisons in California. He was just in and out. And what saved me was the sport because it gave me something and gave me an outlet for all the anger that I had inside me.
Gotcha.
And because at 19, I was in a car accident and what I wanted to do my entire life was taken away from me. I went a few years with just mad at the world. After I told you're not going to box anymore, I got up to about 260 pounds, drinking all the time, out at bars, getting in fights.
Just ready to call it quits, basically.
Yeah, just mad at the world. And I looked at myself one time and I said, I can't do this anymore. I started going back to the gym, even knowing that I wasn't going to fight, just to lose the weight and be around what I loved. And that's kind of how I started helping people. But now I see myself in a lot of these kids. And one of the things that I try and instill in them is, if this is what you want, take advantage of what you have, your youth, your health, everything that you have. And don't take it for granted. Because one day, if that ever happens, you're going to know regret. And that's one of the worst things to live with. And I probably about once or twice a week, either during this training session or after, I'll pull them off to the side and I'll talk to them about and ask them, why are you doing this? And I'll give them examples of which way to go, what road to take, who to keep around you, who do not keep around you. Because I 100% believe that a guy like him, he can make it. I've had him spar with guys that are 20-0 as pros, way heavier than him. And he's never once been hurt.
Okay.
And that, I tell them, I will never put you in anything that I don't believe that you can win or be very competitive at.
For sure. Definitely.
So, I'm very proud of these guys, of all my guys. They work hard and they never say no. Doesn't matter how tired they are.
They never give up.
They never give up. They never quit. And that's one of the things I want to instill in them, because there's going to be a fight that's going to be hard. There's going to be a guy that you're going to run into that won't go down, and that's going to be right there in front of you, and that's going to, punch harder than you, be more technical, be faster, whatever. But I want to make sure that these guys are ready for that. So, sometimes I know they're exhausted, and I will put them to do something that I know they hate, because I want to make them uncomfortable, or I want them to be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
That makes sense.
You know?
Definitely. So Andy, final question for you. What can people expect moving forward? What do you want to accomplish overall in this boxing career that you have lined up in front of you?
What can people expect? You know, I just the word that comes to mind is shake. Like I wanna shake things up. I wanna shock the world.
Okay.
Like I want people to see me and know that's a bad guy right there. I mean, I don't look like it, tall and skinny, but you know, like I want people to know the power I have. Like I can crack. I know I can crack.
Okay.
What's it called? All my amateur fights. Almost all my amateur fights. 8 counts. I hand out 8 counts.
Okay.
What's called? I stopped a few people in nationals, the Olympic qualifiers.
Okay.
My fights. Second fight, I cut the dude, gashed him, right across the nose.
Okay.
First one, like right in the first few seconds, I jab. I know I feint and I hook. Boom, fat old mark on his face, and then I ended up cutting the.
I like how the memory's there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The feint, you got everything.
Ended up cutting his eye all the way right here. But what's called? I know I have power. I know I have knockout power.
Okay.
I have dynamite in the hands, but that's what I want people to see.
So do you have a nickname? Or not yet?
No, he does.
Yeah,
What
do.
is it? Let's see. Come on.
Breaking
little
news.
embarrassing,
come on.
but it's a childhood nickname
Okay,
because
let's
you know, it's called. Or
Skeletor.
I'm called Skeletor. Yeah, there.
Skeletor. Okay.
Yeah.
I can see it. The body. You're a little tall, skinny guy. Okay,
Especially
okay,
when I was
okay.
little.
But these skeletons can knock you out though, baby.
Yeah. But I do have to say a couple things.
Go for it.
I think with his height,
Okay.
I think he'll end up 47, 54 eventually.
Okay.
Right now he's 19 years old, 122.
You're 6'1".
Yep.
Oh, you're still gonna grow
He's
more.
still
Yeah.
going to grow.
Yeah.
You know, and eventually his body's going to mature.
Go right.
You
Go
know?
right.
And another thing I want to say about his first fight. So I told him, hey, I want you to get a few rounds of work.
Okay.
Okay. I need you to get some work. You know, work this guy. Let's see what he has, and you know, we'll figure
his
it
first
out.
fight.
His first fight. So he comes back to the corner after he stopped him. He knocked him out. He comes back to the corner and he's like, "I'm sorry, coach."
look. Right when I hit him.
Oh man.
What was it? Oh, I check hooked. Boom. He drops. I'm like, oh, please no, get up. He gets up. I'm like, oh, thank God.
I don't think I've ever heard of a boxer hoping that his opponent
Yeah.
gets up.
Right.
We keep going.
Oh,
I throw 1, 2, 3, and then he steps in, and I throw an uppercut. Boom, and I roll. And right when I look back up, he's on the floor. I'm like, oh, I'm in trouble. I already knew I was gonna get yelled at.
No, what did I do here? I was supposed to freaking let this guy fight a little bit.
Yeah.
Nah, man, but
shaving
that's
rounds.
awesome.
We'll be shaving some rounds round. Supposed to be shaving some
Who
rounds.
bet on it? Who bet on it? But anyways, man, hey, we greatly appreciate you coming on. This is not going to be the last time we have you on. Final thing, though, let everyone know where they can find you on all things social media so they can continue to follow and continue your career moving forward.
You can find me on Instagram at a.beltran. Oh, no, _a.beltran. Sorry about that. Twitter, I think, same thing.
Okay.
But
So you are on Twitter? Perfect.
yeah.
We gotta follow him on Twitter, Rob.
And on Facebook,
All right.
same thing.
All right.
And I want to say thank you. I appreciate for having me on the show.
Of course, man.
It was
Absolutely.
great.
The stars of tomorrow that are coming out, baby.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's awesome.
Greatly appreciate you coming on. We're gonna
Thank
get Kevin Urrutia on here shortly, and we're gonna continue to chop it up with Gil as well. So we greatly appreciate you, my man. Go ahead and enjoy. Watch the TV like your boy Kevin's been doing back there. But Rob, before we get into it with our next guest of the night, I told you I wanted to do a little bit of a way back Wednesday type of thing. You said I'm crazy because I'm always coming up with new segments. It's good to change it up from time to time. So since this is probably has something to do with betting, we have to bring this one up. So way back Wednesday tonight, April 14th, 2018, the Cubs came back from a 10-2 deficit to beat the Braves 14-10 at Wrigley Field.
Damn.
Chicago scored 9 runs on 3 hits in the 8th inning. If you were a bettor and you had the Braves, this is another Atlanta collapse.
I don't
The
understand
Falcons did it in the Super Bowl. The Braves do it against the Cubs. Granted, it wasn't in that big of a game. I get it.
that.
But still, if you're a
That
betting
happens-
guy, though,
that
That happens a lot in
that
baseball.
happens a lot in baseball.
A lot in baseball.
Probably
A lot of tickets get killed.
maybe
way.
like once every couple weeks. It's that common.
It's that common,
It's that common. But
exactly.
in a big moment like that, like that's definitely one for the
Bro,
record books.
9 runs on 3 hits in the 8th inning.
It's kind of like a Tyson Buster Douglas, no?
That's
Just in
insane.
baseball,
That's
right?
that's
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 insane.
at least 50 to 1 in game. You know, like 50
Oh, yeah.
to 1.
Oh, at
50
least,
to 1.
easily,
if they would
easily.
offer it.
If-
Right?
yeah, William and Hill probably would have.
Right. You would just probably get the plus whatever, right? The
Knowing
plus-
me, put
the-
$2 on it, you know, just to try to hit that lottery ticket.
They would just offer the runs though. They wouldn't offer the money line. It's
At
too
that
much.
point, it would have
Yeah.
been too much. I think you would have probably got plus 8.5 if they're down, right? No,
Yeah.
yeah, minus 8.5 the
Whatever
other
the
way on the
plus is,
Braves.
yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, man, let's go ahead and move on with the show tonight. You are tuning to Straight Bet Sports here on the Gorilla Cross Radio Network. I'm your host, Jose V, Rob G, Quan59, Zach the intern. Got to give Zach a shout out on the air. It was his birthday a few days ago. So big shout out to Zach doing what he does for us on all things social media. If you're following us on Facebook on Straight Bet Sports, Zach's been doing his thing, so we greatly appreciate it. But Rob, moving forward, let's jump on into our next guest. Another 2-0. We're going to have to call him knockout artist because both of his fights have been by knockout. Quan, do you have the video that I sent you? Are we able to play that video or no? I want to see if we can because I want to give this young man a good introduction. Not saying we didn't give Andy one. We gave Andy a good one as well. But I saw this video. It's on YouTube. It's on Instagram. He's not dumb. He posted it on his Instagram right away. I saw it. So I had to do the same thing, and I sent it to Quan. So Kevin Urrutia is joining us live in studio. Professional boxer, 2-0. Knockout artist with 2 knockouts as well. Quan, can you put up that video so we can let everybody know this man's action?
Nice turn, and there's that right uppercut, and then he's hurt. Vasquez is hurt.
Shots.
Oh.
And down goes Miguel Angel Vasquez.
I'd love to watch a fight and get my own commentary on
And
that.
the win for
Look at
the
that.
high school senior
He's in
from
pain.
North Las
Look at it right
Vegas,
here.
Nevada,
Oh.
Kevin Urrutia, just like that.
How does that feel watching that, Kevin? How's that introduction for you, my man? Look at that. How does that feel knowing that that was you, that's what you did, and it's not over and it's only the beginning? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It feels real good. Like, I know I made a lot of people proud. You know, I just want to keep the knockouts going. You know.
So, being that you were not fighting here in Vegas, you guys were in Mexico. How's that experience for you, knowing that you were out of the country, even though you were with coach, you were with someone that you know, that you admire, and you're comfortable with? How was that experience for you going, across the sea, not across the sea, basically, I'm sorry, to another country to fight? I'm sorry.
Honestly, it's amazing. You know, like when I was in boxing, like I never imagined like, oh, I'll be going to different like countries, states just to go fight and compete. This is just a blessing.
So aside from Andy graduated from high school. You're a senior in high school right now at El Dorado High School, correct?
Yes.
So how's that experience? You're a professional boxer. You're 2-0. The star boy, excuse me. Remember I told you, the star boy, as you say, you like to call yourself, and you got the knockouts to prove it right now. How's that experience been for you, going back to school? Are you back at school? Are you still doing virtual? How's that?
I go to school Monday and Tuesday.
Okay.
And the rest of the days it's virtual.
Okay.
But, it's really cool, like, going to school and, like, seeing a couple of my friends. And, they come up to me and, like, one of my friends wants to take pictures already. So, I feel real good.
He's already becoming
Feeling
that.
himself. Let's
He's
go.
already getting excited and enjoying it. So
That's awesome.
the fight didn't last that long, obviously. Some people say you got to fight more to get more in you. I mean, if you knock the guy out and you have the hand, you have the hand. Did you know right away when you hit him that he was hurt? Did you know that the fight was going to end early?
Honestly, yes. After I hit him and then I walked to the corner and then, like, I saw him done your face down on the canvas, I just knew he wasn't going to get up.
So when you're training, is that something that you're thinking about? Are you trying to go for the knockout every fight because it's exciting to be that guy? Or are you just trying to come out and get the victory and give the best show possible?
Well, honestly, after this knockout, at gym, I'm just training like, okay, I have to train extra hard now to, keep the knockouts going. But, I have to, like, go in the ring, not always trying to go for the knockout because maybe the guy's just very tough and then I can't knock him out and then I'll just gas myself out. So, I have to take my time and get the job done first.
So let me ask you a question. When you jump in the ring, are you nervous? Are you scared? Are you jittery? Or you're already focused because this is what you love to do?
I am very focused, but at the same time, I am a little nervous because pro boxing, honestly, in my opinion, way different than amateur. Amateur's headgear, gloves, 10 ounces, 8 ounces is completely different. But I feel good when I get in the ring, confident.
You sound nervous. You're in front of a mic. I'm not a boxer. You got nothing to be scared of, man. That's the only reason I'm asking. If you're gonna be a pro boxer, this is just the beginning. I'm probably one of the first, if not many, interviews you're gonna get in your career. Like, have you thought about that? Have you thought about, you know, if I continue to win, if I continue to grow, and even if you lose, because there's great boxers a la Canelo that has losses, ties, draws, and he's still gonna go down as one of the greatest, if not the greatest boxer of all time. So how does that work out for you, knowing that you got to go in there and get the victories, you got to perform, you got to keep doing it every single day?
You know, besides all that, you know, I just put everything in the gym. I train very hard, and then what goes to the gym just goes to my performance.
What did you like about his performance, Gil? Even though it wasn't the longest performance,
Yeah, no.
but overall though, just what did you like about that night?
And in the second fight, he was a little bit more patient than his first fight.
Okay.
I think the first fight he had kind of little jitters about it.
Okay.
But I like that he's getting a little bit more comfortable, following directions a little bit better.
Okay.
And picking his shots a little bit better.
So I didn't really ask you too much about that with Andy, and I should have, but what do you want to work on with him more than anything? Obviously, there wasn't much to see from this previous fight, but in general, moving forward with his career, is there a project? Is there something that you've seen in him that you want to perfect, that you want to do in his career that's going to help him out?
I want to get him back to working the body the way he used to work the body.
As an amateur?
As an amateur.
Okay.
He has a great liver shot.
Oof.
And he's dropped guys in the gym with liver shots. But he's gotten away from it a little bit. So I want to push him back to using that a little bit more, along with also taking his time a little bit more, being a little bit more patient in the ring, because like he said, big difference between an amateur fight and a pro fight. No headgear.
Correct.
4 rounds. This really counts. It really matters. Amateur, it matters. You lose, it sucks to lose, but it doesn't really make or break your career.
Got it.
As a pro, 1 loss in boxing, for some people, it's very hard to come back from.
Definitely.
So with him, I just
think about that.
Yeah, for him, I just a little bit more patient once he gets in there. Obviously, we're going to keep working on his technique, his skill, his speed, power, all that. But patience is my main key, and then the left hook to the body.
How much time did you have to prepare for this previous opponent? Because I know when you're a young and coming, you know, professional, you're getting these fights. You're getting people that are sometimes on late notice, correct? Or have you guys have enough time so far in his first 2 fights where you were able to study your opponent and know what you were getting yourself into?
Well, we had enough time because the contracts were signed 6-8 weeks before.
Okay.
But the problem is that with opponents that we're fighting right now, there's not very much out there.
Okay.
So it's hard to know what you're getting into. That's why I tell them the first round, I want to see what he has. So no mistakes, outbox him, move, feel what kind of power he has, see what he's got, maybe a good jab, a right hand, whatever it is, so that we can adjust on the go.
Got it.
You know, later on, it'll be a lot easier when we can look somebody up and, you know, 2-3 videos pop up that we can study. But for now, you know, just on the fly, we got to adjust.
Whatever you get, go with it and adjust, definitely. So, Kevin, you and I were kind of mentioning it, talking about it before you came in earlier, how you're fighting on the fly, like you kind of said. It's funny you say that because you're not signed with a promotional company. Can both of you kind of explain how that works? Because obviously you're the trainer. You're the one getting them ready. I'm pretty sure you're probably the one getting the fights for him. So since there's no promotional company technically backing you, but yet you were on the Roy Jones card, how does that all work out?
So in the beginning, it's very hard, especially right now, it's very hard for, unless you're a gold medalist, Olympian, it's very hard to get a promoter to pick you up.
Got it.
So the other way is for us to get his record to 10-0, and then start shopping him to different promotions.
Got it.
You know, I've spoken to a couple of people already, 2-3 different promotions about them, but I want to move them myself.
Okay.
So that they can get a better deal once they've gotten to 10, 12 fights.
Gotcha. So why did you choose Gil, or how did it come about that you ended up fighting with Gil underneath him at his gym?
Well, my dad wanted me to go into karate or boxing with my brother.
Okay.
And then honestly, I was going more with karate.
Okay.
But we ended up going with boxing.
Okay.
And then my dad's friend at his job was saying that there's a good trainer and his name's Gil Martinez. So you know, we just went to just go like check it out. And then after the first day, I just fell in love with it and just kept going.
So 112, that's where you're at, right?
Yeah.
What's the ideal weight you want to get to eventually? Where would you like to fight? And if you can, imagine being 112.
That's my favorite R&B group.
That's perfect. That was
he weighs 112. Wow.
What would be your? I can't even pass that. What would be your ideal weight? And not only that, let's call someone out. Who would you want to fight? Who would be your dream fight if you could ever have that opportunity? Who would it be?
Well, honestly, in a couple fights, I probably want to fight Julio Cesar Martinez.
Okay.
At 112.
Okay.
But I want to get all the belts at 112, 115, go 118, and eventually.
Wait.
Probably,
Is it all the belts at 112? Like not just. I don't want to become champ. I just want to get all the belts. Okay.
I'm gonna go for everybody, and then I think probably like at the end of my career, I would probably want to go like 130.
Okay, so you want to stay in? Okay, got it. So you're 18 years old, correct?
Yes.
Still a senior in high school. I don't even remember what I was doing when I was supposed to be a senior in high school. Do you?
I was playing basketball.
Well, yeah, you were always in sports, bro.
Yeah, I was always in sports. I was playing basketball.
That's crazy, bro. But imagine being an 18-year-old professional in any sport, not just in any sport, and you're still in high school. I'm pretty sure you have a girlfriend.
Nah, I don't have a
put them on the spot here. Girls, he's available. He does not have a girlfriend. I mean, they're back in school now, so you know what I mean. But wait, what? What was that? Oh my God! Zach said, "Don't take it." So, what about your parents, though? What do your parents say about your boxing career? How do they feel about it? How do they feel about Gil in general? Obviously, you have another man in your life. You know what I mean? How is that?
Well, my parents, you know, they get kind of nervous, and like especially in weight cuts, like what's called they see me like I not struggle, but you know, like it's hard, and like I had to lose a lot of water weight, and it just, you know, they don't like to see me like that. But at the end of the day, it's my choice, it's my life, and I just tell them like boxing is a thing. And with Gil, they honestly love Gil. Like I've been with him for about 5 years now, and like I've been with him every single day. Well, mostly every single day, and they just like him, like love him.
So everyone does something for a reason, or decisions that we make, right? We want to do something for a specific reason. We choose a certain path we want to get to. I started doing this from my kitchen, and now I'm in a studio. What is it that you want out of boxing? Why did you choose boxing, and what do you want boxing to do for you eventually?
Well, I chose boxing because after I started and I finally got a couple amateur fights and like sparring bigger dudes, dropping bigger dudes, I knew like this was for me. And I just want to be the best at my weight class, and that's about it.
What would you say is your most favorite dangerous punch that people should look out for?
The body shot.
The body shot?
The liver shot.
The one that Gil's going to perfect. So you're going to...
De La Hoya punch.
The De La Hoya punch,
well,
exactly.
Bernard did that, so Bernard dropped him.
Yeah.
Bernard dropped him tough.
Yeah, Bernard dropped him with that
So you think that's going to be your signature punch throughout your career? You think that's what you're going to want to perfect overall?
Yes, like...
I love body punchers, man. People that could punch to the body, but yet still knock you out. I love that, because that just shows you have a lot more than just trying to get to the head, right, Gil, and just trying to knock one person out with one punch. Because with a body's gonna tear you down throughout the fight. And man, bro, keep at it, definitely. What do you love about this kid more than anything, Gil? Obviously, you, like we said, you have everything for different guys. What is it about Kevin? What is it about Kevin that you like?
I see a bright future for him. You know, he He had a little rough patch a few years ago.
Okay.
He stopped training for a little bit, but you know, I try to reel him back in, and he has everything to become a world champion.
Okay.
And you know, the limit's up to him. I tell him all the time, the only person that can get you there is you. And the only person that can stop you from getting there is you. Because no matter what I do, no matter how much I yell at you or push you, you got to be the one to want it.
So are you all in?
Yeah, I'm all in.
Because he just said you kind of took a little break and you're back.
Yeah.
Sometimes a break is not a bad thing, right, Gil? Sometimes it works out for certain people, but I don't know this profession the way you do.
No,
you know?
No. It depends. Yes, sometimes people need a break, but if it's a break because you need it, not because you're being distracted.
Interesting.
You know,
Okay.
because
Great
I've
answer.
I've seen a lot of people that. I mean, I would. It'd take me an hour to name every person that I've trained that should have become a world champion
and
didn't. You know, I'll give you a perfect example. As much as it hurts me, my two sons.
You told me this before when I first met you, but by all means, go for it.
16-time national champions, both of them. One of them 15-time, the other one 16-time national champion. 12-time international champions, 14-time international champions. They won everything, every single tournament. There was multiple times. They beat guys that became world champions, but just bad decisions. You know, bad decisions. And you know, my oldest that turned in pro, he was 6-0, 6 knockouts. Golden Boy was in love with him. They were so excited. Bad decisions, you know. So
I don't like to bring up personal stuff. You read my mind because I was already thinking about that, but I didn't want to ask you that. Obviously, we don't get into details, but the fact that you had your kids that were so great at that, and you just mentioned all of the acolytes, is that why you think you have so much more passion and the passion that you do towards all of these kids that you have now in your gym?
No, I don't think my kids have anything to do with it. This has been my passion since I was a kid. I tell them all the time, living with regret is one of the worst things and one of the worst feelings you can ever have. So I tell them, you know, take advantage and do it right now, because your youth is going to leave you. You know, right now, if they go out with their friends, how much fun can they really have?
Yeah.
You know, but if you sacrifice a few years, dedicate yourself, once you're on top, I mean, think about it. Canelo, Mayweather, they can do whatever they want to do. You see Mayweather at this basketball game over here, then you see him over here. I mean, he's enjoying life now.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, there's a saying, I'm not sure exactly how it goes, but something like life is lived backwards. Because when we're young and we have the tools to do what we are supposed to be doing, we don't.
Correct.
By the time that we're old and we realize what we should have done, it's too late.
Definitely. I mean, yeah, it's kind of hard. It's hard to follow that. It's just straight knowledge, man. Seriously, appreciate that, Gil. Definitely. Once again, you are tuning in to Straight Bet Sports here on the Guerrilla Cross Radio Network. Jose V, Rob G, Quan59, Zach the Intern. We're joined by Gil Martinez, Kevin Urrutia, professional boxer, and Andy Beltran as well. So before we let you guys go, we got about a few more minutes here. Rob and I are going to do a few things on the show, but Andy's already sitting down. Kevin, please let everybody know where they can find you moving forward in your career on all things social media.
Well, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at team_Urrutia, and on Facebook, Kevin Urrutia.
All right, my man. I greatly appreciate you coming on. Next fight, you get that W. We're going to have you right back here in the studio again, talk about it. And hopefully the second time around, you won't be as nervous. I don't have gloves on. I told you, man. The ding is not ringing tonight. We're good. But Gil, greatly appreciate you too, my man, as always. You know we love having you in the studio. We love having you with all these young talent. Let everyone know again where they can find you, my man.
Instagram, Master Mitter or Gil Martinez. Same thing for Facebook and then Twitter.
There we go. Gil Martinez, Elite Mob Boxing, correct?
Yes.
Check them on out. Thank you guys for joining us. We're going to go ahead and finish up the show, but we're going to take some pictures with you guys here shortly as well, so we greatly appreciate you. Rob, we got 5 more minutes left on the show tonight.
That's it.
That's all it is, man. But we had a great show with these people here. It's amazing to have professional fighters, professional trainers in the studio. I love it. It doesn't matter how many fights you have underneath your belt. You're a pro regardless. So hats off to you, gentlemen. Continue to do what you're doing. Keep getting those wins and keep keeping everybody proud, man. Keep doing what you're doing. We greatly appreciate you. Will not be the last time we have you guys in the studio. But finish up real quick with some UCL, Rob. You came to the crib earlier. We were watching the Champions League. Liverpool could not pull it off today. You guys, I mean, let's be real. It was a boring game, right?
It wasn't boring, but there were opportunities. I mean,
and we talked.
They had control of that game almost the entire time.
Courtois. I mean, that's all we have to say. Huge for Real Madrid. But we also said,
huge.
If Liverpool would have pulled that off, would that have been the end for Zinedine? You know what I mean? That was the big question. But now the question is, if he ends up winning the whole thing,
with
right?
This
What did you say?
squad, post Ronaldo, right?
Correct.
Wins it post Ronaldo with this squad after they've been down. I mean, they really haven't made too many additions, too many new additions before they sign Mbappe. I'm still on that train, right?
The Mbappe train.
And then Mbappe train to Real Madrid. If he can get they got to play PSG now, and they've been probably the hottest team, I think, in the tournament.
And you said Klapp's got to go. Do you think Jorgen's gone?
They need to.
It's been 5-6 years.
Yeah, it's been a while. I think they give him one more year, but if it doesn't go the way that it's going, I've seen great coaches, great coaches get let go for less.
But he's got to do something in the EPL. Aside from take away the Champions League, he has to change this team around in the EPL for sure.
They were at one point recently. I'd say not recently, but probably in the last year and a half. The year they won Champions League, they were the best team in the world. Like, they were unstoppable. They had, they were rolling like Bayern, and that was kind of like the peak, and since then they've kind of really fallen off. So, in soccer, great coaches get let go. Not to say all the time, but they get let go, and we've seen some big moves. We've seen some big moves over the years. So it is a question though, right? But then the opposite question for Real Madrid's coach is that if he wins it with this squad, like, how much time did he just buy? Right?
Definitely.
Like 10 years.
He bought a lot of time, but definitely talking about champions and who could win. Let's talk about who's not going to win and who's not going to get the back-to-back championship. Bayern Munich is out. PSG put them out of their misery. The Mbappe train continues. They're hot. I mean, we have to say it. PSG is probably the favorite as of now to win it. If we're going based off of the 4 teams that advanced, Chelsea beat Porto, they're advancing. Man City took out Holland and Dortmund, they're advancing.
I'd say
Real
probably
Madrid.
Man City's the fave. You got to go Man City first.
So we go Man City, PSG, Real Madrid, Chelsea. I'm sorry, I'm a Chelsea fan. I put him at the bottom.
I'd probably say yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, in that order.
In that order. Slight. Chelsea's been playing really nice lately. Your team has been playing really nice. So that's a Cinderella kind of story too. That's a Cinderella kind of story. That's a Cinderella story.
Tomas was it Tuchel?
Yeah.
Tuchel. Well, fun show, man. We got to get through a little bit of EPL there. I'm sorry, some UCL, UEFA Champions League. We got a couple good shows coming up for you guys in the next couple weeks. On the 30th, which is the day right before the NFL draft, I believe, we're going to have our great friend, our regular, Rampart Racer Sportsbook Casino manager.
Isn't the draft on 29th?
29th, I'm sorry. So the show's the 28th, I'm sorry, which is a Wednesday. Draft is the 29th, which is a Thursday.
Correct.
We're going to have Dwayne on the show. They have a Kentucky Derby seminar that they're doing over at the Rampart. So if you guys want to learn how to bet on horses or you're interested in putting some money down, you got to check that out. We're going to have him on the show at the end of this month. We're trying to get Adam Plant. If you guys know who Adam Plant, security guard to Mayweather, Snoop Dogg, and a bunch of other people, we're going to try to get him on the studio next week. Hopefully we could get him on the show. But Rob, any final words before we end up tonight?
6
seconds.
Have a nice night.
Have a nice night. No, you good?
No, I'm good.
That's
Liverpool's
it?
out. I mean, we talked about it a little bit already. A little down over that, but
So I'm gonna go ahead and thank Zach the intern for joining us tonight, Gil Martinez for bringing in Andy Beltran, and Kevin Urrutia, professional boxers, here in studio with us. We greatly appreciate it as always. Quan for doing what he does. I've been in the studio pretty much all day today, but it was fun learning a lot of new things.
The intern,
right?
Yeah, Zach.
Just call me the sixth man of radio. But
I like it.
You know,
that's actually a good name.
Might be able to stay.
Is there someone named by that?
But the one
Sounds
thing
like,
I do
shut
want
up,
to
we
get,
gotta go.
I want to get hashtag Way Back Wednesday going, because we're gonna start that hopefully moving forward. But I want to finish up with this, man. Seeing these young kids in here and helping produce the previous show before this got me thinking about a lot of things. And everyone goes through a lot in life, whether it's as a youngster or as an adult. Some of us go through it as a youngster. Some of us go through it as an adult. Me, myself, I've been through a lot in my life. A lot of people don't know me personally, and a lot of people don't know my life in general. I'm not afraid to speak about what I've gone through and what I've been through, because it might help the next person that might be going through it right now. As a kid, I was in and out of juvenile hall. I wasn't the greatest kid. It wasn't because I was doing bad things. It's just I couldn't do right things in school. I wasn't out stealing or getting caught by the cops or doing anything like that. I got caught once, got bad grades, and could not get that figured out. I eventually did. Now, I also dealt through other things in my teenage career, which we'll leave for another show. But just understand that everyone is going through a lot in life. I have family members till this day. Some are living on the street that just don't want to learn, because you can only try to help people as much as you can. But just remember, don't turn your back on everyone. You can only help people so much, but you also got to help yourself at the end of the day. If you don't have yourself right, you can't help anybody else get right. So then, I am Jose V for Rob G, Quan59, everyone in the studio tonight. We greatly appreciate you. Till next week, see ya.
See ya.